there came a point in our marriage where we were taking steps and we didn't even know we were just being guided. We didn't know what we were doing, how we were doing it, but we knew we were taking steps and they led us back to each other. Now, of course, there was coaching that was involved.
There was a lot of work that was.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Whether you've been married 1 or 20 plus years, at some point, you realized you were married into crazy.
And that's what our podcast is all about. We offer love, laughter, and a dose of reality as we unpack this crazy thing called marriage.
So sit back, relax, and get your ear hustle on. It's time to start the conversation.
All right, let's go.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy ET. Look, if you're looking to or you got to raise the bar on your marriage, you gotta click the link and get into Married into Crazy, y'all. I'm telling you, this coaching is gonna take your relationship to another level. Now look, you already know you need to raise the bar. You know that already. So stop thinking or overthinking. Click that link, and Marriage into Crazy is gonna take you and your spouse to marital bliss. Now you know. Click the button. Let's go.
Welcome to another episode of Married into Crazy with Snooks and Lovey. I'm Lovey.
I'm Snooks.
And it's hot.
It is hot.
It is extremely hot. This is crazy. So right now, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I just kind of want to throw this in there just real quick. Just a sidebar thing. Sometimes when we start to do something, and our partner makes us stop in our tracks, and we're like, and instead of getting mad,
You know what that is? That's like when I'm walking naked through the house. Snook sees me and she's like, she just can't remember what she was doing. All she knows is I got to put my hand on that caramel. That's all she thinks. Caramel nougat? No, I'm sorry.
are you caramel?
I'm pecan tan. Anyway,
You got a little bit darker, but you're not caramel yet. But
I'm caramel.
yeah, you
caramel.
might be a little caramel, a little tiny
Hey,
bit.
It's peeling off right now as we speak.
A little
But
tiny bit. Anyway, so before you go off on your partner and be like, why because it's in your head to just be like, they could have saved you from a disastrous situation. Case in point.
I was like, where are you going with this?
Case in point. So right before we got started, Lovey, I asked a question. Oh, I said, is the volume up or something like that? And he goes, that passive aggressive kind of, he didn't like go off, but he had to let me know that he was not appreciative of me stopping. So I was just like, I just asked if, right when he hit record, I just asked that question. Come to find out, we were so engrossed in what we were doing prior, we weren't even set up correctly. We didn't have our mics in front of us. I don't know how we missed that. And they weren't on and the thing wasn't set. So I was like, see, something that you thought was going to be bad actually ended up being for your good. So
Did we mention that it's hot?
carry on.
It's 116 degrees outside.
I don't even understand that. That's ridiculous.
No, you heard us right.
One, February 6th.
116.
That's crazy.
116. Look, the AC ain't even working right. Like it's on, but it ain't really on. It says, oh, we're going to cool the house to 77 or 78 degrees, but the temperature's reading 81. And some of y'all's like, 81, that's not bad at all.
It's not. Yeah, I'm saying it's not bad. He's like, it's hot.
It's hot. Look,
it's not bad.
For those of you who don't know who we are, this is your first time listening to Married into Crazy podcast. We are a couple that has been married for 25 plus years, coming up on 26. We've been together 26 plus years, but we've been married 25 plus. We had some major drama starting up before we even got married. I got stabbed by her ex-boyfriend through my heart, 2 open heart surgeries to save my life. People tried to boycott our wedding as a result of that. Then, once we got everything kind of, I thought, smoothed out, she asked for a divorce like 4 years later. Mm-hmm. So we had to battle back from a lot of stuff, right? So that's why we are married into crazy. And just so you know, crazy is not a negative connotation of the word. It's not crazy 5150 all the
Come
time.
on. There have been days.
It's not that way all the time.
There have been days, though.
We are crazy, and it stands for
Compassionate,
real.
I'll do it. Accountable, zealous, and yielding.
You see how I yielded right there when she said, I'll do it?
That's only because he was on screen.
And it's being recorded.
There you go.
That's it. So that's who we are. I'm Lovey.
I'm Snooks.
And we have a tendency to talk about a lot of different things as it pertains to marriage. Some things it's just our life, things that are going on. Sometimes there's pop culture, things that are happening in contemporary today, and we'll bring that into the podcast. There's other times where we bring other couples in. We've got some amazing couples that we've introduced you to over the, from Grammy Award winning artists and their spouse to professional athletes and their spouse to the pastor next door and their spouse. But it's always about the couple and how they thrive in their love story and what they do. So we do that from time to time. We've got so many more couples that we're going to be bringing you, and we're excited about the lineup that we have. But right now, today, after we've gotten back from Barbados,
which seems like it was 6 months ago,
it
not
really
just a
does.
week.
It feels like that. There were lessons learned there, but it's almost like, remember that song, Back to Life?
Yes.
Back to, okay. I'm gonna get my bar out. Back to reality. So anyway, Sounds of Blackness. They had that song, and that's what we feel like right now.
Sounds of Blackness.
Wait, who was it? No, it wasn't Sounds of Blackness. Who was that? Who was it?
I said it already. See, you just made me forget who it was. It was
So
Real.
It wasn't Soul to Real.
It's not Soul to Real?
No. No, it was a British
I
group.
almost said In Too Deep.
No, it was a British group.
It was oh my gosh.
It was Jazzy B,
No,
Jazzy Faye, and
I wish I had my
Carol Wheeler. It was Carol Wheeler and Jazzy Faye, and I cannot remember the name of the group.
Soul to Real.
It's not Soul to Real.
Into Soul. What is it?
I don't know. This is bad. We should have looked it up before we started the podcast. But anyway, so Back to Life, but it was Karen Wheeler, spelled C-A-R-O-N. I remember I was stationed over in England at the time. Anyway, so it was Karen Wheeler and Jazzy Faye
You baby girl, I don't have my
and the
phone.
group. And anyway, but that's what we are right now. We're back to life. Soon as we came home, folks, soon as we came home, we got slapped with reality. And here's the thing. People always ask us, how did you get through the stabbing, the 2 open heart surgeries, the asking for a divorce, the challenges that came with all that we've gone through over the years, and working our way back towards each other. And then I'm looking at what's transpiring right now with for those of you that don't know, we have an amazing group of grandchildren, the youngest of which is we're discovering is allegedly I say allegedly with the little air quotes, special needs. We don't know. There's been no diagnoses as of yet.
He's special needs.
There's something going on. I'm just saying.
He's special needs.
There's someone. He's special to say the least. But we are stepping up more and more to be his caregivers.
Yeah. I mean, he is special needs. We don't know exactly what the diagnosis is, but Isaiah is special needs. When we was a couple years ago, we were advised that he would need the speech therapy and occupational behavior therapy. And there was
occupational therapy and behavior therapy.
Oh.
Yeah. It's 2 different things.
So
3 different types of therapists were supposed to be involved. And look, life has a tendency to keep lifing, right? And our grandson was a micro preemie. When he was born, he wasn't even quite 2.5 pounds.
Yeah.
When he was born.
So we didn't even know if he was, he was gonna make it. And
multiple hemorrhages. He flatlined.
Yeah. We talked about this early on. When we were going through it. So a lot of people know about Isaiah.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Isaiah.
Folks always checking in, and we appreciate each and every one of you that have checked in. But what's manifesting now are some of the developmental challenges that are probably resultant of the massive brain hemorrhages that he had when he was little. He had multiple brain hemorrhages, and so as a result of that, but he's smart. The kid is manipulative, just like every other little kid in his age range. But there's some developmental challenges, and we share this not to say, okay, hey, well, I will say this: we're always open to prayer, always open to prayer. Please pray for Isaiah, pray for us, pray for us, please, pray for us. But no, we're always open to prayer. But the thing is, and how this relates to marriage is that when it goes back to the very beginning, we operated on faith. When Snooks and I didn't see eye to eye, as a matter of fact, we didn't see eye to forehead, we didn't see eye to chin.
He said we didn't see.
we were like two blind people in the same house, and we weren't getting along. Like I said, she asked for divorce, and people ask, how did you get back together? We've come up with a variety of different answers, and they were all true. But I think that now what's really becoming illuminated is that the common theme was that we operated in faith. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, because one thing that is kind of funny, even though I asked for a divorce, I remember saying I just want whatever the Lord's will is, whatever the Lord's will is. That was my answer for everything. And I ain't gonna lie and be like, I wasn't saying, okay, Lord, I was trying to hedge him in that direction. Like, why I want a divorce, blah,
Yeah,
blah,
hook it
blah.
up.
Basically. But it was always, we always operated in faith, you know. Even though I was not being very
And when we,
having faith. See, that's kind of a contradiction, I guess, because I felt like I was operating with it in faith. I had faith. Maybe I just wasn't operating in it, if that makes any sense. Because you can have faith, but are you operating within it? What are you doing?
making sure the microphone's turned on.
Yeah, my microphone is on.
Okay. I'm just trying to get evidence.
You see, what the heck?
No, but I feel you on that, because here's the thing: when we talk about faith, I don't care what your religious background is. If you're Muslim, if you're Christian, if you're Buddhist, if you're Hindu, what have you, faith is something that shows up in every religious practice. Faith is taking steps in believing that your higher power is got you, no matter what you do. And there came a point in our marriage where we were taking steps, and we didn't even know we were just being guided. We didn't know what we were doing, how we were doing it, but we knew we were taking steps, and they led us back to each other. Now, of course, there was coaching that was involved. There was
a lot of work that was.
There was a lot of work trying redating each other. There was a lot of stuff that was going on. Mm-hmm. And I bring all this up because that's a season that we're back into again. Here we are yet again, and now we're operating on faith again as it pertains to Isaiah. And this common thread of faith is permeating throughout our lives, from the time that we were in our 20s to now the time that we're in our 50s. Faith is a constant when it comes to not the success, but the fulfillment of what is most important to us and what God is leading us to. Because you have to recognize that success is the acquiring of things that you want, whereas fulfillment is the ability to live out who God intends you to be. Mm-hmm. And what we're seeing is that faith is leading us in these directions. And so I would go back to every interview that we've ever done, whether it was on television or on at a conference or whatever. But I would say that one of the greatest things when they say, well, what saves your marriage? I want to say it's faith.
So I'm sorry.
You are.
Say that again about the success versus fulfillment.
Success is the acquiring of things that you want. So people say, oh, are you a success? Success means that, ooh, I got the house, I got the car, I got the job, I got the money, I got the girl, I got the guy. It's the getting of things, right? It's the acquisition of not necessarily material things, but it's the acquisition of stuff. I got what I want. Fulfillment is living out who you are meant to be.
Hmm.
And whether we're talking about marriage, parenting, grandparenting, there's a certain level of fulfillment. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. Living with and raising our grandson is not for the faint of heart. It's difficult. It's difficult, but it's fulfilling. You'll see pictures on our face. She's shaking her head. You'll see pictures on our on Instagram or on Facebook where we're sitting there, we're doing stuff with Zay, or we're doing stuff with our granddaughters. And you know, it's just life be lifing, right? Life. When people say, "Hey, how are things going?" I'm like, "Life is lifing.
Life.
Life is always lifing," and that just means that there's always going to be some type of
There's always something.
There's always something going on, and within our marriages, you have to recognize that something is always going to be going on. You don't have to have it to the magnitude that we're dealing with right now, the challenges that we're having. Maybe you don't have kids, therefore you don't have any grandchildren. You're not in that age bracket yet. But maybe you don't have children. You got jobs. You have careers that you're nurturing, and you're trying to find that balance between your spouse, date nights, having fun, whatever, traveling, but also, furthering your career.
So for me, I mean, and I know we're specifically talking about Zay as far as that being the challenge, but like you said, it doesn't necessarily have to be a person. It could be a thing. It could be a situation, a circumstance, or something that is taking up your, I don't want to say your energy, but that is requiring you to have faith, or that's you're feeling like could be coming in between the two of you. I think we shared before our biggest fights when the kids were growing up or in our marriages typically centered around our kids. Those were our biggest, I felt like our biggest disagreements.
No, you're right. I was like, those ain't my kids.
He still be telling Ashanti, we still trying to find your daddy.
Those are our biggest fights. I was like, those ain't not my children.
Whatever.
Like, you better contact them.
But those were I think those were the majority, the bulk of our disagreements came came from, us
Parenting.
our different ideas or what we thought should happen with the kids. And so when you throw in, like we said, special needs situations and stuff, that's very challenging. So our daughter, the oldest girl, Ashanti, she's actually training for, or she's in, her job is for recreational behavior technician, or RBT.
Yeah, she's basically in training to be a behavioral specialist when it comes to early childhood development.
So here we are, we're parents, and we doing our thing, or we have our grandson, and then we have the RBT girl,
right,
or RTB. I don't know whatever.
She's trying to tell us how to.
So it was kind of funny because I'm listening, and everything that she's saying, she's absolutely right, and it comes from. I mean, I don't say it comes from, but I'm understanding more because of what I'm studying.
Right, social work and all that stuff.
And then there's Lovey. He comes from outside. Like,
I'm like, what you mean I'm not supposed to choke him? What you mean I can't choke these children out? No, just playing. We don't do that.
No, we don't do that. But it's children get you just as frustrated as adults do. But we know you can't respond, or you shouldn't respond to kids the way that you respond to another adult.
Exactly.
So it's hard, number one, because there's a difficulty with there's a barrier with his speech. He does talk, he's talking more, but a lot of it we can't understand what he's saying. And I think it's because he is delayed. Some of the stuff that he's doing now, he should have been doing last year. So we're having this tug of war almost, like what we're going to do, how we're going to respond, or how, his discipline and stuff like
These
that.
developmental plans.
Yeah. And it's hard. It's already hard enough raising a kid. But when you have someone that needs special attention,
True.
I'll say that. These type of things, you look at Isaiah and you're like, oh, he looks fine, but I'm gonna just call it for what it is. A lot of children have what we call invisible disabilities. So you don't know that there's something going on with them because they look okay. I think that growing up back in the day, our parents weren't real, they didn't know about a lot of this stuff that like what new my uncle calls it, this new fandangled whatever. I'd be like, go sit down. But they didn't have any idea or any clue as to there really might just be something going on. And it's not, everything doesn't deserve a punishment or deserve I'm keeping it real. We got a whooping, you can't just be whooping on the kids.
Did you turn the channel? That's a whipping. I was
But
like, boy, did you close that cabinet? I wasn't done.
I wasn't done.
Yeah, we got whip for everything.
But trying to navigate this new era, or I want to say this new era, but trying to navigate with a special needs person, that's very difficult. And I could see how it can be very taxing on parents of kids that have special needs. And that's why it's important when you talk about having a support team. We talk about we have our Iron Tribe, and
we're reaching out because we got folks that we got PhDs.
We have a good network.
We have MDs that are in the family, and we trust me, they are on speed dial right about now. And they see the call, they're like, oh my God, they're calling us again. I don't know if that's what they're doing. But it's one of those things where, a few weeks ago we had on a couple. If you go back and you take a look at the interview with Chris and Nitra Word, and phenomenal couple out of the Carolinas, and we met them in Jamaica last year. But they went through a very trying time where they actually had to deal with a special needs child themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to hear it, go back and listen to and you'll see an interview with Chris and Nitra Word. So definitely listen to that. But they open our eyes a little bit to just being open to just every day. Every day it's a little bit different. And again, this might not be about children for each of you. Some of you that are listening right now, you're thinking to yourselves, I don't have any kids. This doesn't pertain to me. No, but you have stuff, things that are happening in your life that are making things difficult or challenging. And the same thing that Chris and Nitra told us and then told all of you, please go back and listen. It's a phenomenal interview. And it was just that you take every single day on its own, day by day, breath by breath, moment by moment. And when we're dealing with our stuff with Isaiah, and you're dealing with your stuff with your coworker or your child or your grandchild or whomever, or it could be somebody that a child that you've adopted, or if you're a foster care parent, there's so many different avenues. You know what, you might have fur babies.
I was getting ready to say that.
And these fur babies are trying you because no matter what you do, they're peeing on your white carpet, or they're doing something that's going on. But there's going to be challenges, and at the end of the day, you have to come back to your spouse and be like, "How are we going to deal with this?" And it's about having that united front. And I'm just going to tell you right now, it's not always going to be united. When you look at our Instagram and you look at our Facebook, everything looks great. We were in Barbados and it was perfect, and it was just an amazing time, and blah blah blah. Or when we went to Italy, or these different places, and the pictures that we post, it's just everybody out there posts these perfect moments or these great moments, but they don't. Well, first off, I would love to, but Snooks would shoot me if I posted our ugly moments as well. But we all have them. I just spoke with a client.
Okay. Go ahead, finish that.
No, I just ended up texting with a client a little while ago. and just saying that, hey, we're just as mortal as everybody else. We're going through some challenges right now. We got stuff that we're dealing with that is very real, and it's taxing us and it's trying us. And I got an encouraging message back from a client, but it's real. I mean, and we have to know that we go through stuff and we have to be there for each other. But again, it comes back to faith. Faith is that equalizing superpower. And here's why I'm going to call it a superpower. It's because it's a superpower that every single one of us possesses, but we don't flex it. Your strength only gets as strong as it possibly can because you're exercising it, whether it's in the gym. Mental agility is a strength, but it's only exercised, or it's only getting stronger when you exercise it. Every single strength that you have, whether in your workplace, in your athletic ability, or whatever it may be, it's because you practiced it. Faith is no different. Faith is a great equalizer when it comes to getting you from where you are in anguish to where you need to be in joy and exhilaration.
Mhm.
What were we going to say?
I was going to say, first of all, no, I'm just saying, when you said that I would kill you if you tried to post our ugly moments. Okay, if you pulled your phone out and we in the middle of it, of course I'm going to be like, what the heck are you doing? Now you're not even paying attention, because I would take it like you weren't really paying attention. Now you just trying to.
But I feel like that's what we need to do. Like,
You're not finna just do it for the gram or whatever. Instagram? Yeah, no.
I think we should.
Okay, so we be in the middle of something, and you be like, "Hold on, let me get my phone.
Let me get a record. Let me get the ring light.
Yeah, we're gonna set it up. Okay,
Let's get all that going. But you know what? Look, we haven't paid any bills since we got on here.
I know.
We haven't asked you guys to go to Spotify or to Apple Podcasts.
Was it iTunes?
Yeah, Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcast.
Snook still calls it iTunes. I mean, there's iTunes for music, but then there's Apple Podcasts for podcasts. She hasn't quite figured out that we're podcasting.
Oh. Wow.
That's right. So anyway, look, tell your friends to go check out Married into Crazy on both of those. Leave a review. Mm-hmm. The greatest thing you could do for us, honestly, is send us $1 million. But next to that, it would be to go to Spotify or Apple Podcasts and leave a review. On top of that, go visit our website, marriedintocrazy.com. Mm-hmm. There's so much that you can actually learn about us there and see that we're doing. We have things that we're offering for the community it's under $10 to actually assist you with doing a marriage audit, trying to take a look at your relationship to figure out where you're at and where you need to be. There's other things. There's additional coaching that you can actually get on our calendar for. Beyond getting on our calendar, if you're like, I'm not sure if I'm ready to commit to actually getting marriage coaching one-on-one with this couple, because that's our jam, doing couple-to-couple coaching. But if you're not ready for that, there's also Raise the Bar, where you can actually raise the bar on your marriage. And there's an 18 video series where it's self-paced marriage enrichment training. So there's something you can do there, and it applies to both marriages as well as premarital couples. And there's some testimonies that are on there from people in both camps, people that are married, people that are not married, that are actually walking in that path.
Even if you're not walking in that path just yet, if you're just in a relationship, I mean, you don't have to wait until you be like, oh, I think we're going to say I do, so we're going to raise the bar. You should always be raising the bar in your relationships at all times. We are married. We
go to the bar. I mean, we raise the bar.
He goes to the bar with his other family. Lovey got another family, y'all. He just don't. What? She what?
She be claiming that.
Lovey got another family. Anyway, but I'm just saying,
That's a whole other tax bracket.
Don't feel like it just has to be, we just have to be married to participate. You don't have to be married to participate. If you're in a relationship and you want to raise the bar in it, then go check it out.
Please do. Absolutely. Let me throw in a quick plug too.
Okay, plug.
Here's a plug for ET. Look, my mentor and the gentleman that trained me to actually be a coach, Eric Thomas, Dr. Eric Thomas, ET, has a book coming out called You Owe You. Make sure you go to Amazon or wherever you get your books, and Barnes & Noble, what have you. Pre-order your copy of You Owe You. It's coming out the week of September 13th, which is coming up really soon. Don't wait for it to hit the shelves, because it will sell out. So make sure you pre-order your book and you can actually get yours. I think it's going to be a New York Times bestseller. And E.T.'s a great guy. And this book, you owe yourself the ability to take yourself to the next level in your relationship. As a matter of fact, if you're listening to us and you and your spouse both listen to us, or you at least think that this would be a great book to read, get one for each of you. One for each of you to actually read together. Together, and get it before the week of the 13th, September 13th. So with that said, let's continue on.
Okay, let's continue.
No, and so we would love to hear your perspective on everything that we just talked about, because honestly, when it's all said and done, not only do we need your prayers, we need your encouragement, and we would love to encourage you when it comes to actually having a stronger faith, a greater faith, and knowing that the step that you're about to take, you're not quite sure where it's going to land, but you know that God's got you. You know that when you actually take that step on faith for your marriage, that it's going to land on solid ground. Don't know what the next one is. It's almost likened to driving at night in a dark area with absolutely no lights around, and all you have are your headlights. As far as you can see, it's just your headlights. And when you turn the corner and it's super dark in these different areas, you just trust that the road continues beyond what you can see in your headlights, and you keep driving.
Well, we can even simplify it, to be honest. I mean, we all have faith when we get in our car, because per scripture, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So when I get in my car, I'm going to work. I don't know what's going to happen before then, but I know that I'm going to go to work. I'm going to make it to my job, or I'm going to go to the store, or wherever. We were going to Barbados. I had faith that we were going to make it, and I didn't know for sure
And
what
that
was
fool
happening.
flying the plane was going to get us there on time.
Right. But I mean,
safely.
we can call it whatever it is that we want to call it, because some people don't think of it like, oh, well, that's not faith. No, you don't know that you're going to make it. It is faith. You have faith. So exercise that type of feeling with your relationships or whatever. Don't just automatically know it ain't gonna work. I'm just gonna give it up right now.
Yeah, that's the wrong kind of faith. We're talking about positive faith. Not that faith that's like, no, I know he was up to no good. I just knew.
Tried to told you.
I knew I shouldn't have married him because I just knew. No. Or her. I just knew that hoe.
So
no.
silly.
No, but here's the thing. Okay, see the look she just gave me?
What?
Anyway, I'm giving you a hard time.
Like,
no, so look, but have faith. Have faith, because sometimes that's all we have. Just keeping it real. In many situations, that's all you have.
But within having faith, don't have faith alone. Don't forget about your partner. You need to make sure that we're going through it and we're doing it together. It's not, okay, I'm finna go pray on it my own self. And
it might be. You might be in your prayer closet by yourself.
Well, but I'm saying don't forget about your partner. I guess that's what the intent of that was. Don't forget about your partner. And know that you guys are in this together. It's not just one doing everything. And if one is doing everything, then the other person needs to step up, sir.
Look, I took the boy out. We played.
No. Oh my gosh, y'all. Let me tell you something. We got a kick out of Lovey. Lovey is so funny because yesterday he actually had Isaiah pretty much, throughout the day. And the girls, we tease him. We've made numerous comments that he's not really one to help around the house a whole lot. It's okay because you don't. So the girls were like, Mom, Dad is going to deal with Isaiah today. I was like, oh, you guys talked, She's like, nope, I'm just saying he's going to deal with Isaiah. He literally takes out the garbage and that's it.
Wow.
So he has Isaiah, and that's his job is Isaiah today. So I said, well, he's been talking about more testosterone in the house. And Kiki's like, well, he needs to exercise it because we ain't messing around with Isaiah. So Lovey did an excellent job with his grandson. So I'm giving you props.
I'm going back this week to just taking out the garbage.
It's crazy. You're funny.
No, but hey, you know what? Look, this was a little different because we're going through it right now. We really are, and we appreciate each and every one of you for rocking with us. And there's got more. We've got some great interviews that are coming up that are already recorded, that we're in the process of editing. We've got some great things that are actually planned for you. We're looking forward to finishing out the year strong and really bringing you some substance that's going to assist and hopefully help you elevate your marriage to that next level, whatever it may be, going from good to great, from great to phenomenal to whatever. I don't know. I'm just wherever you are. Let's get to the next level. All right. So until the next time, be blessed.
Bye-bye.